Can I just tell you how hard it is to make your bed look good on a camera? Like, it's still like, how do people do it? So you guys saw me get my little setup ready for you guys. I made my Adrenal Cocktail, which I'll tell you about. I'll put the recipe below. Saw me fill up my diffuser. I never really count. I just like do it till it feels right in the soul. Essential oils have like changed the game for me. But I did a few grapefruit, a few, how do you say it, ylang? Ylang, okay, and vanilla. So grapefruit, ylang, and vanilla, and it smells, it's supposed to be like a cotton candy blend. I don't know, it smells really good. So what I've been realizing with my channel is that one of the most popular videos was when I talked about what I learned from opening up a business. Realized that a lot of people who are clicking on my videos don't really want to know about my life because they don't know me, and so I thought that I would just kind of switch it up. I think it would be best for me to do videos on certain things that I've been through or that I'm currently going through, because I think that that adds a lot of value to people in their life, because we like to know that we're not alone and that there's other people that are going through some of the same things or already have gone through what we're going through. I want to make this series something that where maybe in the beginning I can start off with what I'm loving lately, like from anything from tips in motherhood or certain drinks that I'm loving, coffee that I love making, different beauty products, skin products, like whatever is like my latest obsession, I want to share with you guys. This is the best thing for, I want to say, like your hormones, your stress. Like, I just want to, and maybe I should like share with you guys where I'm learning some information. So one of the podcasts that I listen to is called Freely Rooted. The girls had on a hormone healing specialist, which I think is so important. Care is not a one size fits all, and I'm so interested in bonding with my body and learning about it. And so Hormone Healing RD, which you can follow her on Instagram, I will link below the podcast and I will link below her page. So hers is a little bit different. So Freely Rooted, her name is Kori. She is like, I love her. She's so cool. She's just so cool. I have the biggest girl crush on her. But this is her Adrenal Cocktail. So it's a cup of whole milk. It's whole milk, but preferably raw. But the place that has raw milk around us is a little bit far. So I just get 100% grass-fed, organic whole milk. And I get the Maple Hill kind. And then it's 1 cup of orange juice, 100% organic orange juice that has no pulp in it. When you read the back of these labels, it should just be that, and it should be nothing else. And then I just do like 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I use the Jacobson sea salt. I get it on Amazon. Salt quality is really, really important. I'm no health expert, but from research that I've done, I'm so grateful. That's one thing that I'm so grateful for in social media, is to learn from these incredible women that I hope and aspire to be like one day. They are my teachers. They are strangers that don't even know anything about me, but have changed my life. And I want to do the same thing for you guys and share that information, because I wouldn't know what I know now if people didn't share that with me. And then I just eyeball some raw honey that I got at the farmer's market a little while back. So, okay, so just because I'm new to this and I don't know the best way to explain it, I just want to show you what Hormone Healing RD said. I'm actually signing up for her course, and she does like a hair test, so I will let you guys know how that goes, and it just kind of like breaks everything down for you. Okay, so her Adrenal Cocktail is a little bit different. The purpose of this adrenal elixir or cocktail is to provide and support via important electrolytes like sodium and potassium, which are much better absorbed together than by themselves. This beverage is also helpful in supporting the liver and the hormones. By giving your adrenals what they need to thrive, they're actively building a body that's more and more resilient to stress, because we're burning ourselves out and our body is taking everything that it can take to continue to run and survive and keep us alive. And so when we run on stress hormones and our body is stressed out, it freaks out and it takes the minerals that we need, which is a really big thing with this page. she talks a lot about minerals and how we're really depleted in minerals. So I'll let you guys know about that course, but I wanted to share with you my favorite thing, all about the mood, you guys. Okay, so welcome to our new series, welcome to our rebrand, welcome to getting to know me a little bit and what I have to offer you, and some things that I've been through, some things I'm going through, and all of my hopes and dreams for the future. So one thing that I want to do, that I want to say when I start this off, there is no quote, no video, no scroll through Instagram that can give you the reassurance that you can give yourself. We can listen to all the podcasts and we can consume all of the things, but if we don't truly like sit with ourselves and do something maybe with the information that we've gotten, you know, I was really inspired for this video because this month the last 2 months have been insane for us. Went back to Buffalo for a week and it was really amazing, you guys. Like, it was really amazing for a few reasons. Colin and I were looking back and we're like, we're gonna appreciate this move so much more because of the experience that it brought us and the things that it taught us and the place that we are in our life now. And going back to home, growing up there for 29 years, 28 years, and going through so many things, like the lowest of the low, like rock bottom, and rebuilding. Like, we're literally, you know, for my entire life I thought that 30 was like it, like, because we've had such big dreams. I can pull out, I should find for you guys like little pictures Colin and I would draw of our lives when we were in 7th grade and we met each other and what it was gonna look like. And I laugh now because I don't even want that life, but we've had so many goals and aspirations and dreams, and I definitely thought like by 30 that's when we're gonna get there, like that's gonna be it. It's a lot more. If we also, they're in the other room and I was like, I don't need you to be like really quiet, but I need you to get a little quiet. So I had to sneak in here because the kids are like, just want mommy for everything. And now I laugh because we're literally starting to rebuild at almost 30. Like, we're starting over and we're rebuilding, and I appreciate it so much. Like, as hard as it is, and we always look at each other and I'm like, I wish we could just be normal. Like, I wish we just like wanted to fall in line, and we don't. We never have wanted to, and it's brought amongst many struggles for us. And no secured future of like safety and knowing what's next, and it's really scary, but it's also like the path that we chose. And so life has just been really crazy, and yesterday I finally got back on the bike. The bike is where I find myself every single time. I had like a month break, like maybe even a little longer, which I think it's good to take breaks. For me, it's cheap therapy. I have my greatest, most creative, life-changing thoughts, especially at the studio that I go to. These instructors are so good at what they do. Every single thing that comes out of their mouth is like important. They're just really special people. They're so good at what they do, and it's so incredible to be a rider. But I had this like fire burning inside of me, and so I was riding, and the whole time, like, I just wanted to burst out into tears because I found like it's almost like looking in a mirror and loving what you see back, right? Like, because we're taught by society and the situations that we've been through that we shouldn't be able to look back at ourselves and say like, wow, I'm so proud of like who you've become and the things that you've been through, and how, you know, we always hear like you've survived 100% of your worst days. And I just had this like really big realization of like, wow, this has been the most transformative year for myself. Like, I've never felt more confident as a woman. I've never felt more proud of my body and all that it's done. I've never been more proud of the things that I want for myself, like, which would be standing in my truth. And just the value that I put on my life and life's experience. I just want to share with you guys. I just wrote a couple notes because I really go crazy. I didn't number them, but I want to share with you guys a handful of things that have helped me in the most transformative years of my life, so that you can understand that like you can get here too, or maybe you're on the journey now and you just need that like little push. Or I think it's important to say that we're always on a transformative period of our life. We're always rebirthing ourselves, right? We don't always want the same things that we used to want. Okay, so let's see. What's the first thing that I wrote? Closing my business. When I look back, when you look back, when we look back, I think we all can say, right? We always want to get like advice from our older peers. We look back and we say, thank God I went through that. Thank God the worst day of my life turned into leading me to the best option, like the road that I was meant to go on. Like closing my business down was having my business for 3 years. My son was, I want to say 6 months when I opened up the studio. I'd always want to be an entrepreneur. I never felt like I wanted to be one specific thing. I never felt like I wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or, you know, whatever. There was no specific thing that I wanted to be. And so I just knew that I felt this calling, number one, to always be a mother. I always wanted to be a mom since I was a little girl. I think that everybody, anyone closest to me or that grew up with me knows that, knew that. And I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And after a few failed ventures, and I still, you know, I started podcasts, it didn't work out, it wasn't the right time. I started my Instagram, and, you know, I just created a new Instagram because the vibe on my last page just didn't feel good. Like it just didn't feel good. So closing my business, I thought that I was going to die there. Like I thought that, you know, it was there for me. I learned so much about myself, about other people, about coming together, about building community, so many failures, so many nights spent leveling the bikes, like with bloody knuckles. And I remember looking at my mom, like, I remember sending videos to my mom at 5 a.m. like, one day people are gonna know that like I wasn't full of shit, like I'm really gonna do it. And the more that I think about it, I really did it so much for others. I don't know how much I did for myself. Never in my life imagined not writing and not teaching. Like that's where I felt like I belonged, you know. But I never, you know, and my best friend Ashlyn will call me out for this all the time, like you never loved running the business. You just wanted to teach, like you just wanted to give, and you know, you always had this like vision and you always were like this creative, but like you didn't care about the other little things, you know, that other people do for their business. Like just, that wasn't me. Like I just wanted to be a part of it. Like now here we are a year later since closing my business, moving to a different state, going through a pandemic. I realize that whatever that season of my life was for, of that failure or that redirection, I'm so grateful for it because now I can take it and I can apply it to whatever God has next for me. So I don't know what that is now. You know, I spent a very long time mourning the loss of teaching. We live right by the airport, so you can hear. That is really loud. You know, so, and that's not for me to figure out. I tried for a really long time to figure it out. You know, why me? Why my business? Why, you know, what am I gonna do next? But I think we need to find peace. And I say that easily. Like it took me a year to find peace in knowing, like, and a lot in 28 years that happened to me, like trust. Just trust the process. It's already written. It's already done. The second thing that I wrote down, which is the transition, is moving to another state. That is something that I never thought that I would have the guts to do. It's something that I never thought was in the cards for us. I always thought that would be home. We're both so family oriented and spend a lot of time with our families, and the thought of moving away from them was just never an option. I think hitting rock bottom for the both of us, it was rough. You know, we had our son prematurely. We had left a very high stress job to open up our own business that failed really quickly, which thank God, because it was number one, not where we were meant to be. Number two, it was not a good business deal. It was something that we panicked with the situation we were in with our son, and it never would have survived the pandemic. So thank God it just like went down really quick. A really stressful time in our life, and then the pandemic came and we had to close Vibe. my cycling studio. And so we were just like, you know what, like, let's just go start over. Let's just go start over somewhere. Let's rebuild our life. Like, as scary and as hard as it was, we definitely weren't saying it like this. We were more saying it like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're like, we get back up. We get back up. We're Kellys. And I'm so grateful that like one day we'll be able to tell our kids about this, because this is life. Like, life is meant to be experienced. So, you know, we literally sold our house, stayed in my parents' house for a little bit until we got the A-OK from Colin's new job. For those of you that don't know, he's a sheriff. And we packed our U-Haul up and drove with a dog and a cat and 2 kids, and had the best time ever. And now I look back, we're in this apartment that I cried for months about being in, and now I have an appreciation for the experiences that it's given me. And I know that right now this is where I'm meant to be, but it's not my forever. And I'm so grateful for that experience to lead up to this experience, to lead up to my next most transformative year of my life, is becoming a full-time mom. Not having a business to worry about, not having, you know, a job of a 9-to-5 to go to, just focusing completely on my children. I don't want to say like I was a working mom, because I didn't go to an office every day from 9 to 5. When you own a business, it's when your eyes open, when your eyes closed, just kind of like being a mom. I don't know what it's like to work, you know, at an office job and then come home and have kids. Like, so I can't speak from that experience. I can only speak from, you know, owning a business and then just being a complete stay-at-home mom. But for the longest time, I struggled with not feeling like I had a purpose. And I remind myself daily, and I remind myself now, is that my purpose has always been, I've always had such a big calling to be a mother and to raise my children and to be incredible human beings and to contribute to society in a positive way. And that is just my main focus, and that's enough. And if you're a mother, if you want to be a mother, if you don't, you have, you know, your siblings have kids maybe, or your cousins, but this shit's real. Like, it's a lot. It's a, like, I don't even want to say when your eyes close and your eyes open, because even when you're sleeping and your eyes are closed, like, Jameson woke up last night, he was so cute. Sometimes he just tosses and turns, and I like know when he needs me, and I went in there like, I'm here, and he's like, thank you, and I'm like, oh, you're welcome. But I had to just remind myself, like, that's enough. Like, that's enough. Like, you don't need some title to like tell people like this is what your title is. Like, everything that you do and everything that you are in your children, and it just depends on what you want in life. And so 1 year of just full on mom duty, like constant, and I can't wait to continue to do it. Realizing who my real friends were and which relationships to invest in. There are so many people that are not in my life a year later that were big parts of my life. I mean, I think we can all say that. I think that comes with the seasons that we go through. I think certain relationships with family members that are closest to us, maybe, you know, I know, not even just since moving, but since becoming mothers, my sister and I are we're the closest that we have ever been. We have a really big age gap. We're 6 years apart. And I'm really grateful for that relationship because it means a lot to me. And, you know, the girls from the studio that I continue to talk to almost every single day, if not every single day, if not every single minute of the day, that are my heart and soul. And new relationships with friends, even from home, that I continue to talk to. And as for here, I haven't met anybody yet. Relationships change, they fizzle out, you grow, you want different things, you change, and you shouldn't like carry that on your shoulder. You should release it. You know, when you're around people and you just feel good energy and you feel like you're reminded of like the beauties in life and how to like the grass is greener, and like they just give you that good energy. And it's not like a selfish thing. Like, it's not a selfish thing to want to be surrounded by people that, I don't even want to say lift you up, but just add value to your life. The biggest thing that I have done this entire year is prioritized my health. My mom was texting me yesterday after I left her house, and she was like, you are so passionate about your beliefs. And my brother is the same way too, and we just have this like fire inside of us of the things that we're passionate. We have a lot of passion and a lot of creativity. Prioritizing my health has been the biggest blessing ever. And I responded to my mom, I said, God put it on my heart. And I'm so interested in connecting with my body. I'm so interested in learning what fuels it and what drains it. And that is everything that I just talked to you guys about. Learning about health and wellness. Like, I shared those 2 women that are my teachers, and I have many more that I'll be sharing with you guys. Instagram is such an incredible tool if you use it in the right way. We all get sucked down that drain one time or another, where it's just kind of like we're spiraling. That needs to be normalized. We need to be honest about that. Everybody's up way too late on it. Everybody starts to feel immense anxiety or feels like they're the only ones that don't have the greatest life, right? Instagram reel, or what do they say? Life is not everyone's Instagram highlights. But I'm putting on my body what I'm putting in my body, the air that I'm breathing, the water that I'm drinking, and I'm just realizing how crazy things are. The things that we're taught, and the things that we're subjected to, and the things that we're programmed to believe for life, for our health, for everything. Like, the people that we're supposed to look up to that have all of the answers, that are the professionals, but really you grow up and you realize they're just human beings just like you, guessing, right? Like, our bodies are incredible. They were made to heal. They were made to do incredible things if we treat them the right way, and we don't a lot of the times. And that is just something that I've done, and prioritizing that has just given me this whole new outlook on life. Like, it's just like the things that I want, the things that are important to me, the things that I used to think and obsess about are no longer on my list, because materialistic things, listen, we all want to drive in a nice car, we all want to live in a nice home, we all want to boat, we all want to go on vacations, we all want to, but I don't want to be a slave to that, and I don't want to continue to chase that, because I've been there. I've been 16 and wanted the car that I have now, and now I have that car now, and I don't want to be a slave to the next car that I want. I just want to live, and I have 2 human beings out there that are counting on me to live and lead through example, and to raise them with those values. And having kids to me is the greatest privilege that you can have, that really checks you and asks you, hey, is this who you want to be, and is this what you want to do? Is this good enough for you, and is this good enough for your children to see? Because children are products of their environments, and they made me question this last year of really being like, just staying at home, of like, who do I want to be, and who do I hope they want to be by living in this household with me and being raised by me. Like, it's a huge reality check, and it's a really good opportunity to reevaluate what you want. And there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's nothing wrong, but at the end of the day, they don't fill you up like that fills you up. That leads me into the next thing. See, I even said it before I wrote it down, was just the outlook that I have for life, enjoying life. Money is just material. Living a low stress life. You're never gonna live a non-stress life. Like, it's just, stress is just existing. But drink your Adrenal Cocktail so that you can continue to fill up your minerals, so that you're just not depleted. Like, slow mornings. Slow mornings have become like the most beautiful thing in the entire world to me. They are. I'm gonna do a video on slow mornings. I'm just gonna stop there, because I can talk to you about slow mornings just forever and ever. And how I invest my time and who I'm learning from. So I already kind of covered that with you guys. Like, the people that are my teachers, the people that don't know me, but I listen to their word and I value it so much, and I look at the life they're living. You know, there's so much talk the talk, but how about walking the walk? And you know, you have to continue to wake up every single day and say like, am I happy? Like, is this the life that I want to live? I don't know where I read this, but I read it a while back, or where I got it from, but we all know, like, I get to, right? I used to say that in my classes all the time. I get to be here. I get to move my body. I get to practice grace. I get to have hope. Like, I get to. Every day that you wake up and you open your eyes, you get to do something with this life and with your purpose. And I'm really starting to realize that as I start to shift my perspective and say, like, I get to be a mom. I get to do these dishes that, like, serve these dinners for my family, and I get to, you know, provide a clean space by cleaning up for my children or whatever. And trust me, some days it's like, I'm done. Like, somebody come kidnap me. Like, I can't do this anymore. Just living intentionally and really truly enjoying serving others. When I give myself that hour in the morning and my kids wake up, I enjoy serving them more. I enjoy being there for them more, because I gave myself an opportunity to be kind to myself. So lastly, I just want to say, let's start normalizing where we are in life. And I was on the bike yesterday, one of the most powerful messages. I feel like these, and we all have this, when I used to teach, I used to feel like I was just giving these messages, like, from, I don't know, the universe, from God. Like, it sounds crazy, but I think we all have that, right? That's called, like, intuition. And yesterday when I was on the bike, I was like, you know what? Talking to some of the most important people in my life and where they're at and what they're going through and the struggles. And I realized through life experience that no matter how much you have, right? And no matter how little you have, I've been there. I've been there when the bank account has been stacked up, and I've been there when it's been depleted. I've been in both, and I can have an appreciation, but I was never happier when it was wrapped up than when it wasn't. And that's something that I know for sure, and I know for certain, because I've been at both. And what I do know is that even the people that have the bank accounts stacked up, they still have things that they're going through, because they're still human. And the people that have them not, it's the same thing. We're all human beings. We're all going through something. Life never gets easier, and that was supposed to be easy. It never gets easier. Shit's hard. It's hard out here. And lastly is my relationship with God. When I'm going through certain things, reminding myself and literally speaking to him, like, I trust in you. I trust in this plan. I know that it's already been done. I know whatever you have planned for me is so beautiful. Please do not give me any more lessons within the next 6 months, because I'm good for a little bit. But you know, one of the things that I've been doing slowly is I have a study Bible. I have not opened it yet because I'm very intimidated by it. So I have a few little Bibles for the kids that I've been reading every single day. I typically read one of the stories at night, and the book, I forgot, I post about it on my Instagram all the time what it's called, but we read one of the, in the series, you know, like Who Is, in the series they have like a Barnes & Noble, Who Is Jesus, and we literally read it in one day. It was so good, and really nice to learn it in that type of perspective and kind of grow through it with my children, just like I told you guys, and just kind of like start over instead of having to read that big book. And I'm gonna get to it. Really just working on that, and mostly not searching for it within maybe like a preacher's words, or searching for it in those books with my children. I want to instill that value in them, but just like searching for the feeling inside of you. That is the breakdown of the most transformative year of my life. And again, I don't think that there is something, I just want to reiterate, there's not something that, you know, like I could have labeled this like things to do to have the most transformative year of your life. Like, and if that was even it would be one thing, and it would be to just allow the universe to unfold in which the plan that it has for you. Like, that's it. Like, letting go. Let go. As soon as you can let go, you can allow yourself to enjoy life a little bit more. I'm so sorry for talking with my hands 1,000 times, but who doesn't? Like, thanks for listening to my kids. I hope that this inspires you guys to maybe take a look back at yourself. Get yourself a notebook, a journal, and just write, like, what are the most transformative things that have happened in my life this far, and just like give yourself a pat on the back and be proud for how much you have accomplished, how far you've come, and where you're going with it. So just know that we're all out here and we're all trying to search for that same thing, which is like a stronger connection with ourselves, with a higher power, and what we want for our lives, and most importantly, happiness. So go out and get it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in our next video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. I'll see you soon. Myself to the page, I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror, do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one, settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave.